So the other day, I decided to break the chronically online streak and go on a hike. And this hike is one that I've done before. And you get bored, right? If you do a hike one too many times, if it's not like a very long one or anything of the sort, it gets boring because there's a path. There's a beaten path. For those of you who don't know, when you go hiking, at least in the United States, there are trails. And these trails have colors on them. It's a yellow, green, blue, some of the more common ones, right? And when you take these trails, it's pretty much not a straight line, rather, pretty much a path from one side of the hike to the other. But I decided that I had done these trails one too many times and went off the beaten path. I didn't follow the yellow brick road, as they say. And the reason for this is because I just needed some difference in my life. I needed some of the unknown. And this is what this video is about. Embracing the unknown. Going off the beaten path is interesting because you get to see more of nature, and I made 2 iron helmets. Great, just in case I needed 2 of them. When you go off the beaten path on a hike, you get to see things that you wouldn't normally see. You get to see animals that steer clear of that terrain because of the humans. You get to see nature run its course without the human interaction. It's a taste of the unknown. And it's fun because it breaks up the monotony of your life. You're doing something different. You're being different. For example, I saw a few woodpeckers, which I might show on the screen right now just because. And I got to experience the quiet of the forest, the lack of noise in a winter forest. And that's very fun to me. I don't get to experience actual quiet very often. Because of the nature of my job being a video editor, I'm always listening to other people yap, trying to find the good parts of their yap and cutting them out. So I'm always listening to something. And then if I'm not doing that, if I'm making like graphics or something, let's say, I'm usually listening to music. I'm usually blasting Spotify. This was an occasion where I was alone on a mountain, just listening to nature. And nature is beautiful. And in the beauty of nature, I discovered things that I would not have discovered if I hadn't gone and embraced the unknown. I found this. Now, this isn't anything too interesting, but it's a little Easter egg of the forest. It's a tree with a bunch of writings on it people have carved out, people who have gone off the beaten path. And it was cool to see because that's not on Google Maps. You can't just find that. You can't just geoguess that location without knowing that it's there in the first place. That was a cool little experience. It was a cool little piece of the unknown in a place that I knew pretty much inside and out. Embracing the unknown doesn't have to be extreme. It can be little things like this that'll spice up your day or your life even. And I say this from experience, right? I've traveled to a few countries in my life, right? I've gone to Bulgaria, I've gone to France, I've gone to England, I've gone to Greece, I've gone to the United States, I've gone to Canada. And all of these places have their own unique tales for what happened there and what I did and why I was there. But the one that struck me the most interesting was Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a place, post-Soviet Union Eastern Bloc country, that is trying to modernize. It has such an interesting culture to me because they're trying to westernize, but they also have, Soviet commie block buildings as residential areas. And they say ciao, which is a Italian word to say goodbye. And those are the things that fascinate me, right? Those little things. Not the fact that I'm in Bulgaria, but the fact that Bulgarians say goodbye the way the Italians do. A small thing. But don't get me wrong, being in Bulgaria was, of course, still cool on its own, right? It didn't need that little bit of spice, but I was happy to have found that spice. I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't decided to go up there with my friends via bus. Now, the bus started from Greece. That was a 24-hour bus, right? A 24-hour bus from Greece to Bulgaria. The experience of taking a 24-hour bus to Bulgaria was miserable, but it was also so interesting because I would never in my life conceive that I would be taking a bus for 24 hours anywhere. Anywhere. Because I hate buses. I'm a chronic hater of buses. Because buses tend to make me very fucking dizzy. But nevertheless, I did it because the plane tickets were a little bit too expensive. And it was worth it. It was worth the experience. But the thing that was worth it the most about that part of the experience was the story. The story that I took a bus for 24 hours from point A to point B because I was that determined to get there. That is the unknown. The unknown of what's going to happen on the bus ride, who you're going to talk to, who you might meet. And I won't give you the full details of that story just yet. I think I'm going to save that for a different video. But we're talking about the principle of the unknown. People are scared of doing things like that. People are in general scared. Especially people that are chronically online like me. And now me personally, I'm not scared of things like that. I love these experiences. I live and breathe for the unknown, even though I don't get to experience it as often as I would like to. But I'm working to change that, right? But unlike me, many people are scared of these experiences. People are scared to leave their house. People are scared to take a bus to Bulgaria. People are scared to take a flight. But you shouldn't be scared to do these things because that's what life is about. If you have the means to go and do something new, if you have the monetary capacity, if you have the just sheer willpower, you should go do it. Because that's what life is about. And I'm going to try and build this damn house. Because screw you guys in the comments. I know my house is full of snow now because I didn't build a roof. But that doesn't mean that you have to bring it up to me every 2 seconds, okay? No, I'm just kidding. You guys can roast me about my lack of house building abilities all you want. Let me get a shovel. That would probably be better. So I want you to leave in the comments below. What is something that's unknown to you that you're scared to do, but you would really like to do? It could be anything at all. And I want you to tell me why. And then maybe we'll have a chat about it in the comments. Who knows? I'll give you an example of mine. I am scared shitless of going to a place like, let's say, snowballs. I am scared shitless of going to a place like North Korea. Because I very much like exploring places that I shouldn't be exploring. We're talking like abandoned buildings type of exploring, right? If you in North Korea decide to do shit that you're not supposed to do, you will be messed the up by the North Korean authorities if you are not careful. So hopefully one day when I'm mature enough and I think I'll be careful enough to do such a thing, I'll go. Because it's a place where I've always wanted to go ever since I saw the Vice documentaries on the place. By the way, I'll put a card up top for you to go click on one of those because North Korea really is a fascinating place. But that's my fear of the unknown bucket list item, I guess. And yeah, search for the unknown. Experience new things. Because you never know what you might find. You might find a nice, beautiful view like the one I'm looking over right now. Or you might find a nice, beautiful girl or boy, whatever you like. Or you might just find, who knows, your new home. There's no shortage of tales of people who found a place, fell in love with it, and stayed there for the rest of their life. Or you could find nothing at all. But that's part of the experience, right? In any case, I promise I'll start building this house up more next episode. But for now, good night and good luck.